Welcome to another session, guys. It's Sunday, the 24th. Let me check that. Is that correct? 24th? The 24th of November, another month, and it will be Christmas. Can you believe it? Thank you very much for joining me, guys, on this live session for Earthworks Hub. I'm your host, Ivan Orlovic, but I think a lot of you probably already know that. And thank you to anyone that hasn't joined us in the past. I can see a couple of new names there. So a couple of shout outs. We've got Riley, WMF, Definitive Contracting, ProScope, Earthworks, On Grade Civil, Breakout Excavations, Morgs, M. Attard, loud and clear, he says, thank you. Equipment Services, Earthmoving Equipment, sorry. Who else? Cooper, hello. Jet Dillon, Josh Bower. Man, there's like heaps. The Dirt Hub, Sydney Rock Walls, man, custom. Thank you, Stewie, Noah, everyone. In case I didn't say your name, I do apologise. There was a lot to go through there. But no, thank you all for joining once again. It's 8 p.m. Melbourne time, and I do have to remember that when I am advertising this, I have to remember that we are actually on Melbourne time, which is different to the rest of the place. Hey, to everyone on TikTok as well, on the other one, thank you very, very much for joining as well. Now, tonight, as usual, I do announce whether or not I'm going to have a guest, and I will be having someone on the show tonight, so I made that announcement today. I'm going to have a co-host that has been on here before, and we're going to do a Maintenance Matters episode. So I did say we're going to do this on a regular basis, and it is happening. So, without further ado, I'm going to invite my guest on. Thank you very much for joining me, Aaron. So Aaron's from Definitive Contracting, and we've got a segment called Maintenance Matters, where Aaron will be able to answer anyone's calls, or anyone's questions, I should say. So we've had a few questions that have come in during the week, Aaron, so thanks again for joining me, man, to answer these.
No, it's good to be back on, man.
Yeah,
Good.
that's it. Before we actually go there, what's been happening with yourself, man? Anything new?
Mate, plenty happening. Yeah, big thing is I go to Shanghai tomorrow. I go to Bole, Shanghai for a week. So going over there with a couple of guys, which will be pretty good. So have a look at some crushers and yeah, just have a good look around and network. I'm pretty excited. So
Awesome.
I've been to Bole in Germany, so this one it should be pretty good, and I've never been to China, so I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be great.
Yeah, nice, man, nice. I know someone that's going. He actually invited me to come along with him too, but I was like, man, I've got so much going on at the moment. I can't really afford to go. But he's like, oh, you're gonna spew, man. But then he's like, go to Germany, at least go to that one. So we'll see.
Yeah, Germany's next year, April, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, MOBA's on. I just spoke to them the other day. Thank you again to MOBA for the goods. Yeah, they're going as well to the German one, so should be interesting. But yeah, tell us. So you're going to the China one. So when do you leave tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning. Yep.
Awesome.
So 11 o'clock flight, 10-hour flight straight into Shanghai, and then straight to the conference on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. It'll be good. So, it'll be a real eye-opener, I think. Germany was an eye-opener. So, it's pretty crazy.
Well, apparently, the China one, it's at a new location, and apparently it's been specifically designed for this, for the event. So, it'd be good to see. Apparently it's not the usual location. It's like a new one or something.
Oh, that's right. I think they've put a lot into it. I was looking at some ads and that for it as well. So I just know the one in Germany was crazy. Like the Liebherr stand was next level. The amount of money and the gear that goes into it was crazy.
No, I know, man. I think Jack Healy was saying, like, I can't remember what amount he said, but it was like millions or something that Cat even spends on getting a stand there. So man, it'd be very costly to get on board there, but obviously they do well out of it if they're going to spend that much on the stand.
I think for memory, the one that we were at in Germany the year that I went, like Zeppelin Cat had a big stand, and a lot of the gear that was on that stand got sold at the event. Like there was D11s, 992s, 777s, like heaps of diggers. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Maybe I should have went. I should have pushed things along a bit and maybe went. Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's never too late.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, true, man. True. Yeah. what's he saying? Sydney Rockwell saying all Earthworks hub members should go next year. Let's do it, man. A massive group session there, man. We'll just go. We'll take
Yeah,
over.
yeah, it'd be pretty good. Because
Yeah,
what
I
was this
reckon.
on? Mine Expo was on in Vegas. That's pretty impressive. I went to that a long time ago as well. That was, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
impressive too.
Mm.
5600s and PC 4000s in a big in like a big auditorium. It's pretty
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had
imagine
797 in there, cat truck.
far out, man. Imagine like the logistics of getting everything in there and organizing it. That's hectic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
big money,
Big.
big money.
Oh yeah, big money. It's funny though, because sometimes I hear guys that I know have had stands and now and they've been to like expos and they reckon they're not always worth it. You know, like some people think it's not really like what would you want to call it? Like they don't see much benefit out of it. You know what I mean? So they say, oh, we
Yeah,
don't bother with them. We don't bother anymore. But then again, I hear other guys say they love it. So I don't know. They do well out of it. So I don't know.
yeah. Suppose it depends on what you're going in there for.
Yeah.
Doesn't it really? Like it can be quite costly if you're moving all that gear in and out. But yeah, it's always good to network. You never know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I suppose you never know what comes out of it. Yeah, exactly.
mm,
Mm.
big time.
Oh, that's it, man. That's it. That's it. So my internet has been shocking lately. I don't know about everyone else, but we've had like really crap Wi-Fi, really crap home internet, everything. So hopefully it's coming through nice and clear to everyone.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
good at the moment.
it's not bad.
Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah.
Oh, good. Then I'll leave it on. I've got it on Wi-Fi. What I've been doing in the last few weeks is just switching to the phone 5G because I can't take the risk of the Wi-Fi failing, man. Because I need to record this, and I'm like, just tonight I just left it on Wi-Fi. Hopefully it works, man.
Fingers crossed.
That's
Technology.
it. Yeah,
It's a
that's
curse,
it,
isn't
man.
it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right. And then before I get on to our Maintenance Matters segment, I just want to do a quick call out. I do want to get an insurance company to come on and talk to me as well. So if anyone here or anyone knows someone that's not on here that is an insurance broker or insurance company that wants to talk about equipment insurance and talk about how we can get reduce our premiums and what we can do to prevent theft and blah blah blah, all that stuff. It'd be good to get someone on, and that came out of a conversation I had with Shane from TerraPro last week. We were talking about doing a self audit on yourself, and we are talking about how at what stage do you change your equipment? Like, how do you know when to change it and this and that? And then from that, we're saying like it'd be good to get someone on from insurance to talk about how to reduce some of our insurance costs. Because insurance is a huge cost at the moment, man. Massive cost.
Yeah.
For someone with a few machines, I can imagine the bill will be huge. So, so like I was just saying, like even I had a 5-tonner. The last machine I sold was a 5, and that was like $4,500 or something for one machine. And I was like, that's crazy, man, crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't remember what my bills were when I had all the other machines, but it was a lot more. But I don't know. I feel like it wasn't like $4,000 each machine. I don't know why it's so expensive now.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you too, and like when you're setting it all out, like especially for all my service vehicles, like I can't afford to have them insured for what replacement cost is.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like I'd be better off just banking that money and buying a new one down the track, essentially. So
Very true, man. Very true. So imagine you got like 10 machines at $4,000 each. That's bloody $40,000. Oh, here you go. Terra Pro saying the Hino that he just bought, the 700, is $5,000 for a year, man. That's hectic money, man.
yeah, it's a lot to make before you're even rolled out the gate, isn't it? Like it starts adding up.
Because you got that, like you say, all your other costs on top.
Yeah,
and then you got to make
insurance is public liability, and then professional indemnity, all that stuff. It starts adding up.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking about last week, and then we're like, it'd be good to get someone in from insurance just to talk. So if anyone is keen, I don't know if there's an insurance person on here right now, but if not, pass it on and see if we can get someone on just to chat about that. I'll be happy to have them on. All right. So, Aaron, we did get you on for a reason, so let's go to it. So I want to talk maintenance. So this is part of our like our regular segment that we call Maintenance Matters.
Yeah.
I did say to people if they've got some questions, send them through to me during the week, and we'll try and answer them during one of our segments. So I do have some questions. So I might put you
Yeah.
on put you under pressure here, a bit on the spot, but there's a couple here.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll open up. So if anyone else has a question, maintenance related, let me go through this and then jump on and ask you questions. So the first one I had was from Scott Axonov, which is from Sam Excavations. And he was asking about the quick hitch alarms.
Yeah.
So you know when you release the quick hitch to change buckets, that alarm comes on, and sometimes in some machines it's like ear piercing. So I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can safely, safely I say, reduce that beeper a little bit, or change it to like a squawker inside the cabin instead, or something?
Yeah, you can. You just have to find where it's coming from. You can always put a little bit of electrical tape over it to dull it down, or you can just cut it out and replace it. But I think some machines have it through the dash now as well, like through their actual monitor panel.
Yeah.
So you'd have to find the actual machine alarm. But yeah, I've been to a few machines and there's been pencils and screwdrivers jammed through them. So yeah, that and like the old alarms in like the old cats and that, they'd just be going off non-stop, and yeah, you'd see them just smashed to bits.
Yeah, and that's so I was going to actually say to you. So I sort of know why they're there, but why did they actually start those? Is it really just to let you know that your bucket's not hitched on? Is that what it's for?
Yeah, essentially, I think it's Australian rules as well. Australia's got pretty hectic rules around the quick hitches and everything as well. So I think it's probably an Australian standard that you've got to have that alarm, and it's got to be double locking. You can't have the pins and all of that anymore. So, and that's probably a reason why those oil quick couplers that we spoke about the other month, I think that's why they took so long to get out here as well, because they didn't meet the standards.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see those messages. I just got sidetracked there. He looks like he got a bit of a Dora. Is that what you want to call him? Can you see that for Smashly? Aaron, why are you so pretty? It should be illegal to be that good looking. There you go, mate. Look at this. He's got a secret admirer. Admirer. Where do I get Adora from? Admirer.
Yeah.
Do you know that person or not?
Yeah, that's one of my employees' wives.
Oh, there you go. That's all right then. All right. That's nice. Nice to hear. How come Aaron gets a compliment and I don't get anything? What's going on here? Where's my compliment? Oh, making me jealous. No, that's good, man. So yeah, I suppose that's why they have them. Yeah, because of safety. It does make sense, because I made a video once and I was saying, like, why are they so loud? Because I was working in his case, and I'll tell you what, man, I hated every time I changed the bucket. I just did not look forward to that piercing sound.
Yeah, some of them are bad. And I think some are also linked up on like a pressure switch as well. So there we go. Sam's got you back.
Yeah, Sam, I love it. He's saying, Ivan, you're pretty too, bro. Thanks, mate. So we look after each other here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So say again, man. We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Say again.
We're not going to be able to fit out of these rooms. The heads will be too big.
My hat's already coming off. Look. Bloody hell. Yeah. So
because some of them will work off pressure as well. So if you lose pressure in the system, the alarm will come on also. So that you'd know that the pressure has come off. So I know on the Komatsus, they have pressure sensors, and until that pressure comes back on, then the alarm will stay going too.
There you go, man. There you go. All right, cool. So hopefully that answered Scott's question. Now I had another question. Actually, it's from Scott again. Sorry. So he's taken the show here. Scott wanted to know, we spoke about hammer paste not long ago, and how vital it is to use that on your hammers or on the moil. Then he said, just coming out of that, he said, like, is there anything wrong with using, like, any reason you can't use hammer paste or hammer grease on your machine just as instead of regular grease? So what would you say to that?
I'd say it'd probably hurt your hip pocket more than anything else. Like, the stuff can be pretty expensive, double, sometimes triple the price of normal grease. It's probably not ideal, just depending on the tackiness. Because the chisel paste is designed for higher pressures and higher temperatures. So it's, considering how much normal grease you'd probably use to chisel paste, I would just keep with the two, so just keep them separate.
Yeah, they are costly, man. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not going to make any difference, you'd rather just use the normal grease. It'd be a bit cheaper.
Yeah, that's right. But I'd probably try and stick to using the correct chisel paste on your hammers. So, because I know some, I think Epiroc do it, and a couple now you can buy like the actual grease in big tubs, and you can refill your cartridges as well. So if you're looking to save money, that might be a better way to do it.
Oh, beautiful. All right, cool. There you go. And then I had one from Stowe's Earthworks. So Rigby Stowe from Stowe's Earthworks. Actually, he did message me just recently and said, "Don't worry about it. I've sorted it. I know he worked it out, but we'll still mention it anyway for other people in case they get stuck as well." So what he wanted to do was he wanted to put some shims in his pin for at the bottom of the dipper arm where the H-link joins onto it. So what he was asking is if he pulls that pin out, is the ram just going to start coming out by itself because the pin's not holding it anymore? So he was just a bit scared to pull that pin out and not be able to put the pin back in after he puts the shims. What do you say to that?
The pin should hold, like it shouldn't move unless, if it does move, you generally got a problem with that ram. You'll have hydraulic bypass past the seals and it'll move to a certain extent, or there's something wrong in the control valve. But generally, if the machine's off and like you free up all the pressure, it shouldn't move. But they do creep a little bit, so But you just got to start it up and wriggle it around and keep your fingers out of there.
Oh, I suppose, you're right. So if it does happen to move a bit, you could just turn your machine on and then just move the joysticks and the ram will sort of open and close a bit, to get to the right spot.
Yeah, that's it, man. Just stop it a little bit off the ground, and then you've got that movement there to muck around, lift it up and down yourself. So
awesome. All right. Yeah. Well, he said that he sorted it out, so I imagine he probably just had a go and it worked out.
Yeah.
And
put the rubber rings back in around the pins or replace them if they're gone.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because out of all the machines I've had, I think I've only seen one machine that had the rubbers on there, and I don't remember seeing it on the other ones. It's weird. They must have either been taken off or I don't know what happened. They weren't there. Yeah,
they'll sometimes just tear out, or like as the machines wear, they just wear out and come off, or they just haven't been put back on. But yeah, they're pretty important. Like they save you money down the track, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that was the 3 questions I had from these guys. So they put those questions up during the week. If anybody else online that's live right now wants to ask any questions about maintenance, please go ahead. While they're thinking of the questions, I'm just going to do a quick shout out to my sponsors. So let me start with the list. So the first one, MOBA Australia. So thank you to MOBA for sponsoring and for the goodies. Network Finance, the Bole Group, Melbourne Tractors, Spartan Machinery, Nexgen Landscapes, JR Safety Co, Diggerlid, Digga, Godings, and Earthmoving Warehouse. So thank you to those guys. And don't forget to use my codes for the hard hat watches, the TWOSVGE glasses, and Telesin as well. So the ones that send me all the little gadgets. So MOBA's giving me the thumbs up. It's good to see. So thank you. Actually, while we're talking about MOBA, did you see my video? So I sent out a video during the week about my visit to MOBA. So I went out and saw the boys there. Did you see that one or not?
Me, I got halfway through it. I was watching it while the rain was on. Standing on the cover.
Yeah, that's it. So no, it was good, man. I had an opportunity to catch up with Daniel face to face. Thank you to Tony for filming as well. One of the guys there did an awesome job, actually. So yeah, we did a site tour. I had no idea that we still actually make a lot of stuff here, man, in Australia. These guys do a lot of the R&D, a lot of the, even like the little, what are they called? The little green boards, the PCB boards, whatever they're called. They make a lot of that stuff here still, and
all in-house.
Do it all in-house, man. Yeah, like I was so amazed. I just saw automatically, I don't know why, I just assumed everything just comes out of China, man. But they did a lot of stuff. Even the cables, they make all the cables and that here themselves. Yeah, that is really awesome, man. Awesome to see.
Good. Like from a like a maintenance and a breakdown point of view, because you know you're not waiting for something to come overseas, and yeah, you know that it can be fixed and repaired, or they've got it in stock here, which is really good.
Yeah, yeah, that's it, and that's what you're saying. Yeah, anyone needs something can get it done like straight away, man. Fixed, come in, get it, or they can send it to them, and without any delays.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's good, man. Good to see. Plastube is saying he's going to be on board soon. That's it. No worries, mate. We'll be happy to have you. That's it. So, Plastube's a nice guy too, Dave. I had a good chat with him the other day. So, very nice guy, man. Looking forward to it, Dave. That's good. Yeah. So that was one thing I did during the week. What else did I do? Actually, I'll go through my post quickly as well. So I did that. I put the MOBA site visit up. I also sent out the EngCon podcast with Paul Brown. So did you? I don't know if you had a look at that one or not, but that was a very good episode as well, man. About the EngCon, the till rotators.
Yeah, I watched that one. That was good. They're pretty awesome bits of kit. So
yeah,
it's super versatile.
That's it, man. What about? Have you ever had to like maintain or fix one of those?
I've fitted a couple. I haven't done a whole lot of breakdown work on them. Yeah, I've tinkered with a few, but not heaps, to be quite honest with you. So I know they're more and more common now. They're pretty much standard on most machines. Them and tilt hitches. So the heli tilts, done a bit with those. They are pretty awesome, especially when you watch the good operators you see them on Instagram and that. It's pretty impressive what they do. That's just like a second, third arm.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love watching them. And I was saying that I'd love to have one of those. That would have made life so much easier. So much easier. No, that's good. That's good. The other one is, so I did a release of my interview with Harry from HPT Pools. So we spoke about digging swimming pools and that. So good. He went through like all the different types of pools, concrete, fiberglass, all that sort of stuff, and like what sort of work they do and that. So that was another interesting thing I released this week. And then I did a little video just of like what's Earthworks Hub about, because a lot of people still say to me like, what is that, man? I don't understand what you're doing. Like, what is Earthworks Hub? So that was my week. So while I was talking about that with you, someone did ask a question. Here we go. Chop I love these names, man. Chop he's asking, should people still do 250-hour services when many OEMs only say to service it at 500-hour intervals? Is there any benefit at doing it at 250? Here you go. Hit us. Go, Aaron. Let us know.
Yeah, well, I suppose it depends on the make and the model of the machine. So Westrac now, or CAT, if you use all their oils, their specified oils, they suggest you don't change the engine oil to 1,000 hours. So they've got all those long life filters and everything in there, because what it comes down to now is a cost per hour. So when they're trying to sell you the machine, they're like, our cost to run is this much, because now they're only servicing every 1,000 hours, air filters are as required. If you're doing oil sampling, you can generally run off that and say like the conditions that the machines are running. So if you're in mud and like water a lot, tracking around, say you'd probably want to do your final drives every 250, 500 for sure. But it just comes down to how hard your machine's working, the conditions. If you're doing oil sampling, the older cats, you're still doing 250s on. But yeah, generally, if you stick to what the OEMs say, and you can't go wrong while you're in warranty, you know, so that's the main thing. But a lot of them are coming out now with extended oil change intervals. I know they were doing a lot of it in the mines to increase oil life and just lower the running costs for the machines. That's the biggest thing nowadays. So
yeah. And Ascend is also saying, does time matter? Like, does the oil ever get old, even if you're not using it? Does it just age? What happens?
Yeah, well, nothing's ever really sealed, so you'll still get condensation as obviously temperatures rise and lower, unless it's a sealed tank on a hydraulic system. Then essentially you won't. But if it's a vented tank like your diesel tanks, your engine, you can still get condensation into the compartments. So if a machine sat there, if it doesn't work that much, we do a couple of our clients once a year, we just change everything for them. And then they just run for the rest of the year like he's gear doesn't work that hard all the time. So yeah, we just do once a year, change everything. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, MOBA agrees. He's saying it's a great question, and he's saying that they've got their own little demo machine, which I got to see the other day. So it's a little, I think it's a little case 1.5, whatever it is, 1.7. And you're saying that they do very low hours because they just use it for demo. So yeah, they haven't been sure on how often to service. So yeah, there you go. Maybe at least once a year, just to make sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say at least once a year, like maybe not hydraulic oil, but if you take a sample and send your sample away, then you'll know whether to change it or not, you know. So a little 1.7 for the sake of a litre of oil in the final drive, but it probably doesn't track that much. But yeah, just doing your engine filters, like fuel, engine oil, and changing your engine oil is probably a good thing to do. And drain the sediment out of the bottom of the fuel tank too. That's
Yeah.
a big one. So
Yeah. That's true. Well, it's funny that these guys are asking about oil because my topic for tonight with you was going to be oil sampling. Yeah, it's funny that they're asking. Yeah, so it's like everyone knew, man.
yeah,
While we're on the topic of oil, I actually wanted to talk to you about oil sampling because you know, like a lot of mechanics that come out, especially dealership ones, they'll take oil samples and take it away.
yeah.
So I wanted to actually ask you, what do they actually do with that oil, or how do they actually test it? Do you know what they do, or?
I got into it a little bit when I was in the mines because they would actually do some of the samples and that on site. And then I've watched a couple of videos. Aaron Witt has a really good one. I think he went to Westrac or Hastings Steering, and they went through the lab as well. But a lot of the time too, when you send in your sample, it's important to put in the details. So if you're changing your own oils and everything, put down all the details for the oil you use, the brand, the weight, like if it's CK4, CK3, like all of those. The more information you give them, the better they can give the information back, especially if you have compartments that can combine, like say hydraulic oil or transmission oil in together or into your engine. So if you can give them those weights and the specifics of the oil, they can tell you, oh, you've got hydraulic oil in your transmission, or you've got engine oil. Generally, if it's black, you know, you've got engine oil getting in somewhere. But
Yeah.
just between those different things, it's pretty important. So it helps them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, oil sampling's pretty important, especially when a machine's under warranty. If you have someone like myself, a contractor coming in to do your maintenance, make sure that they do those samples. And when I was with Komatsu, like we were doing a lot, we'd go out to Moits, and every 250 would go out there and sample all the compartments. Do a 250-hour sample all the compartments and take them back, just because it had so much gear and it was all under warranty. So
Yeah.
because it can save you a lot of money and a lot of arguments and that as well. So
Yeah. So what are they actually looking for? Like what are some of the good signs and some of the bad signs? Like what could be a bad sign in the oil? Yeah.
like if you have high iron content, high silica, so high iron could be metal from bearings or from ring gears, from teeth. High silica will be like dirt ingress. So especially on your final drives, if you start to get high silica, your duos might be leaking, or you're getting ingress into there. But sometimes too, it can just be the way the mechanic or the person takes the sample. So instead of just putting the sample gun, the hose in, they're just catching it off the final drive.
Yeah.
So they will get dirt in there. And then, yeah, like your brass, coppers. And as the machine, the best thing about it, if you do it consistently, you can see the wear curves start to, so you can better predict if something is happening or catch it. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose that's what they're looking for. Yeah, like little metal fragments, water, stuff
yeah,
like that. Yeah, things that aren't meant to be in there.
yeah, I've got one right behind me here. I'll bring it up and see what they've got on there. But it's pretty good. It's like, especially in some of the, well, all your gear really, if you can provide somebody with consistent samples over the life cycle of the machine, you're going to get better money for it. If you can show your service, you've looked after it, you're going to get better money, especially when you start getting into your bigger gear, like your dozers and your bigger loaders and trascavators and that. it's going to make you more money at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because people do the first thing they do, even when you sell a car now, they all want to see the books. Yeah, the service history.
Yeah,
They want to see everything. So it's good. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, makes sense. Oh, we've got a few people joined here. We've got Kinghorn Excavations, Simon Butch, Hega. Hey, Hega, how you going? Charlie Spiteri. Who else is there? Is that Lars Hammerland? Yeah. And we've got Terra Pro said, yeah, if you don't do the samples, they'll void your warranty. Exactly what you were just
Yeah,
saying before. Yeah,
yeah,
true. True, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have I got here? I had a good one before. It was a higher status. That's caution.
What's that? What are you looking for?
I've got some sample reports right in front of me here. So
Oh,
I've got one here. It was a left final drive and the status is severe. So it goes through and it shows you there. So this will read aluminium, copper, chromium, iron, lead and tin. And then it gives you all your readings. And then this has got high silicon content. The PQ index is through the roof as well. So, and then it gives you a breakdown on the bottom. So yeah, what it should be within and then what's too high. So yeah, it says dirt level, alumina and silica at severe level.
yeah.
So
Was that in a drive motor or something?
yeah, that's a drive motor on a 25-ton digger.
Yeah, is that
So
so that means his seals have probably gone or something?
yeah. Yeah, well, in that case, we'd probably go back out, take another sample, or you'd look at pulling the cover off the final drive and flushing the final drive and just inspecting the seals.
Yeah.
So,
Because I've had them go on my 20-tonner, I think twice, and they're very costly exercise, man. Very costly.
yeah, yeah. Well, nowadays as well, you got a lot of aftermarket final drives and that too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but you have to be careful because the final drives can be mismatched, like the gearing ratio. So you might put an aftermarket one on one side and your machine will do circles. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've had that. I had that. We actually on my 20-tonner, we did something. We actually rebuilt the pump and did something. It was either with the pump. I think after the drive motors went, then something happened to the pump as well. So we played around with the pump. And then when I tracked, yeah, one side would track faster than the other for some reason.
yeah,
Maybe we didn't align something. I'd be doing exactly what you said. It would be starting to do a half circle, then quickly have to track the other one and catch up with it. Let let it go halfway, then catch up. I
yeah,
don't know what was, and then we had to muck around and try and fix it. But that was a pain, man.
yeah,
A real pain.
yeah. Yeah, another mechanic I was chatting to the other week, he had the same drama. He's like, oh, it's a stitch up. I'm like, yeah, right. You're not to know. It's the little things that catch you out. So,
Yeah, true. So Jack Healy was just saying, sorry, we're going back to some comments here. So Jack Healy said, oil sampling is really only good if you do it all the time. One-offs aren't really helpful because you don't have a pattern to see. So that's basically, yes, exactly. Just agreeing with what you said before, Aaron.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the best way you build that trend. And yeah, because they were doing it heavily in WA. They were trying to run out 830 truck module, I think it
Yeah,
was. So they were sampling all the time so they could see the wear curves to see how long they could get the engine to run for. So it's
ah,
it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool what they do. So
yeah,
especially if you think you have like fuel dilution or something going on with the engine, you can just suck a sample and send it away,
yeah.
which is pretty good. So yeah, you can get a better idea before you start firing a parts gun or just diving in deep. So
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So oil sampling actually is very, very vital, man. I don't think it's been around that long though. How long have they been doing samples and that for?
I don't. I never did it when I was an apprentice.
Yeah.
I think
I
I
think,
might have started doing it in my 4th year, maybe.
yeah,
So back in the day, working for Robson's, and then yeah, when I was in the mines, they were starting to do it pretty heavily.
yeah. I think the mines would probably be, would you say the mines are a little bit ahead of everyone else? Like they're the leaders, like they do everything first? Or
Well,
what do you think?
they just run differently. They have like a set length of time they need the machine to run for, so everything is costed in. So it's pretty interesting once they start to get into the planned maintenance, they look at the total life cycle of the truck, and they have to work with, say, the likes of Komatsu to make sure the components are ready and they have them there. Because if everybody just ran everything to failure, they wouldn't have any parts to replace because they can't. It's like an engine's going until it explodes, so you can't salvage the engine. So you need a whole new engine. Whereas if you get it to a certain life and you're only changing certain components, then the life will continue, and then therefore other people can get that same, and your support is a lot better. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So it's all, it's just the budgeted life cycle. But some mines don't do that. They just send it, just go for it. But yeah, the bigger ones, your Rios and your BHPs, they tend to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, there you go, man. All right, so there's a bit about oil sampling, guys. Like I said, it's funny that they started asking questions about oil when that was going to be my topic. So it worked out well, man.
yeah,
It worked out well.
yeah.
All right, excellent.
I think we mentioned it like earlier in that first one, like especially your engine oils now, like you want to make sure you've got the right engine oil for your engine. If you're running your tier 4 machines with AdBlue and that, it's pretty critical now to, look after your engine or your DPF and all that emission side of things.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of companies I'm hearing moving away from DPF or trying to move away from it. Why do you think that is, man?
The cost.
The cost, yeah.
Like, and the downtime, like the AdBlue, like it can be big money. Like big money. Machines going in the limp mode all the time, or just blocking DPFs and pulling them off, cleaning them. Like, because it never happens at the best time.
Yeah, I know. I hear. Remember that time we had the shortage as well, man? I suffered bad, man. That killed me.
AdBlue?
Yeah, remember that? That AdBlue, we had no AdBlue anywhere. People were paying, and then it went like more than doubled in price, and now it's obviously stayed. I just found. Then I had to get a separate tank for my workers, so they had the diesel tank on the back of the ute plus an AdBlue tank. Just added all these extra things, man.
It's not fun, that stuff.
No. So I'm hearing more and more. A lot of guys are. I mean, I suppose we've got all these, EPA things, and that you've got to try and keep everything efficient. But I don't know. TerraPro saying they suck balls.
They certainly do. I don't know where we're at with like legislation for off-road vehicles, like in Australia, when it's going to come into full effect. But I know certain like big projects and the tunnel projects, they're big on it. So. But I think that's more for the diesel particulate matter in the tunnels and the NOx, so to keep it lower down there, so your eyes aren't burning. Yeah,
that's true. I think in the tunnels they've got all these. Yeah, they've got heaps of regs, man. Like you get especially with trucks and that, they've got to be a certain what do you call them? Like a Enviro 5 or what do they call them? They've got those
Euro
different 5. Euro 5 and need all these things on your trucks and so I suppose they get a bit more technical then. I was just reading TerraPro's comment again. He said he's talking about the AdBlue here or DPF. Yeah, you'll be finished work and need to get out of the machine, and it wants to run at full revs for another 30 minutes.
Yeah,
exactly. Or the truck as well. The tip trucks, and you pull up and you want to turn it off, and you got to keep it running for a bit.
Yeah. My work truck's the same. 2012 Isuzu, still sit there for half an hour. You suck up.
Yeah. Mine used to have a weird smell, man. I don't know. Is that because of that? Is that because of the AdBlue? Sometimes it used to be either when it's doing its burn off or something. It used to get that strange smell sometimes.
Yeah. It's just because of the heat that goes through that DPF. They get up to like 600 degrees.
Yeah. I remember
burning
that.
all the stuff off.
Yeah, there used to be a strong smell especially from the tipper. Yeah, when I bought the Fuso, man, sometimes it'd be like you say, like something's baking under the truck, man.
Yeah,
crazy. And then Sydney Rockwalls is saying, I've just had a few parts break down for the AdBlue, and it has cost me a bomb. So, yeah, there you go, man.
Yeah,
there you go. With that, just say, so I'm going to ask you a question you can answer or not answer. A lot of people are talking about how they can get it switched off. You can get it bypassed and all that stuff. What are the negatives in actually bypassing it? Can it actually damage the engine or anything?
not if it's done properly. So it's just that legal side, but
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's as long as it's done properly,
yeah,
really, because the engine is the same. Like they generally run the same. It's just an added on part. So yeah, it's not like the engine's overly modified internally. It's just on that backside. So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, just as long as it's done properly, otherwise it can cost you a bomb. So.
yeah. I think Jack was agreeing with me. What did he write? Pong box delete. Is that what they call it? It must be the Pong box delete. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Zero negative other than warranty. Yeah,
yeah,
true, man. I've heard
that's
that.
it.
I've heard that. Yeah, especially if you get it turned off and then it's a new type of truck and you take it in for warranty, they'll just be like void. It'll be done.
Yeah,
So you got to know. You got to be careful, man. Uh,
yeah. I don't know what it's like when you take your trucks over the pits or that, whether they're still testing that for that stuff. So I don't know.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, because they could obviously, check to see if it's been deleted or not. I suppose they must be able to. If they can tell when you service it, they must be able to tell some other way. I don't know if it'll read on a computer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, when in the tunnels we go around do emissions testing, and you just put these little flutes into the exhaust, and you run the machine at full revs, idle, and it'll measure everything, and there's set standards that it'll pick up on whether it's still compliant or not. So I'd say they might have a similar thing. Whether they do it or not, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting, man. Maybe an interesting point. I wonder if they even look for that. They must, because a lot of people probably do it, man. Well, I have to admit, a lot of guys I talk to say, "Oh, I've had mine deleted, man. Don't worry about it."
Yeah,
So with trucks, mate, with trucks mainly, I'm talking about.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Just how
yeah,
much smoke's coming out the back of it.
yeah, true, true. You can't beat my old Volvo, mate. That thing, you could see me from a mile away, mate. That smoke used to come out. I remember bloody suffocating at the traffic lights, man, from the smoke. Oh,
Yeah.
bloody hell. Ascend has a question. Here we go. He's been very active tonight. I have a question. RE, the swing slew gears. How vulnerable are they? Is it okay to push sideways with your digger? I was always taught you have to be really gentle. Is it true? Uh,
Um, yeah. Sorry, I've just pushed. Um, yeah, you still want to be gentle with it. Like you can do it. The machine has reliefs on that system, so you can only push so much or upswing, but it's those sudden shocks that will do it. Like if you swing around, hit a truck tray, or if you're pretty brutal with it. So because I mean we put the buckets up against say a blade or a track, or put it all the way out, and you swing the machine to stall it. So to check like your swing pressures and your hydraulic functions, So it's more those sudden shocks, essentially.
Yeah, and I can tell you some stories on that. I was talking about that with Harry, the pool guy. We were digging a swimming pool out once, and I had my operator in there, and we were pulling out rocks with my 5 tonner. We were pulling out rocks that were almost as big as the machine, and he was digging down into the pool on a bit of an angle. And then what he was trying to do was lift the rocks, and then instead of hammering them and breaking them, making them smaller, he was just trying to pull them out. And what he was doing is he was grabbing them and then swinging and like on a bit of an angle and then trying to swing these massive rocks. And in the end, the machine just gave up and the actual swing motor, the shaft in the swing motor snapped. The actual,
Yeah,
so the actual shaft snapped. So I suppose they can only take a certain amount of pressure,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've seen
So,
a few snap, like even in the big diggers, like the 500s, seen a couple snap on them. Or blow the sides of the motors out as well. So,
yeah.
but yeah, everything has its limit, so you can only do some things for so long.
Yeah, and another thing I'll tell you about, speaking of swing motors, on my 20 tonner, they made me go into this. I went to a job, I won't name the civil company, but I wasn't happy with them. But they were doing a man-made lake in a new estate, and they wanted to make it deeper or something, but it was already full, like it filled itself because of all the rain and stuff. So they said to me, just go in there, man. The supervisor was like real adamant, just go in with your 20. And I was like, man, I'm going to go in there. It's going to reach the cabin in my 20 tonner. Like that's how deep it was. And he's like, no, it was steep to get in there. He was like, trust me, man, just go in. And I was like, all right. So that was when I first sort of started in the industry. So I was trying to impress, the customers, trying to do the right thing. Also didn't probably understand it as what was involved, but I just went down as I got into the water. The machine got like suction, and then it just like stayed where it was. and it was just pulling me down as I was working, and the water was just coming up, and then came up to basically the cabin height. So when I opened the door, I was like on water. And anyway, I kept moving, taking sludge out of it, and then he had like dozers and stuff behind me, and then he had like other machines behind me dragging it up as I was giving it to them. And then when it was time for me to go out with the 20, I couldn't get myself out, so he sent a dozer down with chains. They chained me up to the dozer and then dragged me halfway up. Then he started slipping, so they got another dozer to drag him. So there's three of us, we're tagging along. They finally got me out. I continued working as normal afterwards, and then I had to like try and clean all the sludge and that out from under the machine. But after about a week, I heard like a grinding noise every time I was slewing around. It was like a bit of a grinding noise, and I was like, "What's that noise?" I didn't understand it. And then I called up a mechanic, and I was like, explained it to him. He said, "It sounds like you've got no grease in the grease bath." Yeah. And he said, "Just give it a few pumps and see what happens." So I gave it a few pumps. It went away a bit. And he's like, "Oh, no worries." And he goes, "Well, I'll come check it out in a few days when he's not busy." In the meantime, the grinding got worse and worse, and I was loading trucks, so I just kept working. And I told the civil guy, the supervisor, "My machine doesn't sound good," and he was put pressure on me. Don't you stop, mate. You just keep going. We've got to load these trucks out." And then after a while, I just went and just like stopped, and then the whole machine was just like loose, the 20-tonner. So what I had done is one of the sun dials that we call was
the sun gear, the pinion gear.
Yeah, the sun gear, whatever, all snapped. They were dry. When my mechanic turned up, he said my sump had dried itself. There was no grease in there whatsoever, and he reckons it's because I was in that water. It must have washed all the bath out.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? Is that right? Is that what probably happened?
Yeah, that's what would have happened. Yeah, because where you grease it on the sides, there's like another plate that you can pop up and see in the top as well. So you'd put like all the grease in there. It's what you should check on the service as well. Like on a 1,000-hour service, make sure that there is still grease in there. Yeah, just washing and rain, it'll eventually wash out. Yeah, in the mines, you'd have to shovel all of that out and clean it and then replace it all.
Yeah.
Or change your slew ring and replace all the grease. You'd be putting buckets of it in there.
Yeah, that was a big repair job, man. He was on there for like maybe a week, nearly. He was in there every day, scooping it all out in there, cleaning it. And I can't remember if we had to actually get a whole new. Nah, did we have to? I can't remember. It was about, oh man, that was like when I first bought my 20, and then I had this 10 grand fix in like the first few months. That killed me.
Yeah,
killed me. After that, I was really contemplating on my choices, man. I'll tell you why. But I can't remember if we had. I think we just got all the new sun gears. Yeah, was that what they call them?
Yeah, like your pinion gear, the main one on the bottom of the slew motor.
Yeah, that's what broke. All the teeth shattered or whatever or something. You said, yeah, it was too dry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty critical. Like we always have to check them on the big diggers, and some of the stories of what the Germans, when they'd go overseas, like Colombia and different countries, and the state of the slew rings and the gears that they would be running, and they'd just be like, "It's sweet, keep slewing, so don't worry about it."
Yeah,
missing teeth and chunks, and they just grind the teeth up and then keep sending it. So
just keep going, mate.
Yeah, keep going until it stops. Yeah.
Man, yeah, Jackie saying no higher than the top of the tracks ever. Yeah, well, now I know, definitely now I know. I had water up to the cabin, like I was literally slewing and water was moving with me because I was like the cabin was moving it.
Yeah, anyway. All that water gets into all the electricals and everything as well. Like, it doesn't take a lot of like salt or shit in the water to give you dramas down the track.
Yeah. True, man. True. Yes. What did Terra Pro say before? Yabby's in the swing motor. Yeah, that's it. Oh man. Yeah, I never forgave the guy after that. You know, they had the tenacity after I did that. So first of all, the next day after they made me go in that mud, that sludge, I took the machine out, and I think it was either the same day or the next day. They're like at 3:30, "Hey, your machine's getting moved to another site," and I was like, "You're kidding me!" So I've got to clean all these tracks for the float. I think it was that night, and I was there, and I remember I was there till real late trying to clean it all. There was all cows coming up to look at me because we're in a whole new estate. Then And then the next, then I was at the other site for like a week or so, loading trucks. And then after that happened, it took like a week or two to get the swing motor fixed. And then when it was all fixed, because they kept hounding me, like, hurry up, get it done. I finished getting it all repaired, and they just said to me, "Oh," I said, "Yeah, the machine's ready to go. What do you want me to do?" And they're like, "Oh no, we don't need your machine anymore. We're signing you off." And I was like, "Are you serious, man? Are you serious?" And they just signed me off, and then I had no work for like a month or two, man. I kept looking for work for it. So that was a memory I'll never forget, man. The start of my business. Anyway, that's my story. But and I've got a lot more like that, but I'm sure everyone else does too, man.
Yeah, I had to do some repairs on on a machine that I've got. I seen someone asked about it before. A crocodile. It's a shredder.
Yeah.
So
What is that? Tell us about what is that thing?
So it's like a slow speed shredder. It's pretty awesome bit of kit, to be quite honest with you. You can change the shafts, so it'll do concrete. It'll do concrete with like 16 mil rebar in it. It's probably had a bit bigger stuff go through it. You know the lifting eyes that you get in the concrete blocks, like your emu eggs. Yeah, those pins. It snapped one of them in half the other day. It's a bit of it's pretty cool bit of kit. So it'll do concrete, then you change the shafts and you can do trees, tree stumps, all you see in waste, wood. It was chewing up RHS the other day, like it's up at a skip bin joint, just chewing through downsizing all their stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, but they put a 14-ton hemlock oil through it.
Oh.
Snapped one of the shafts.
Oh, what? It just fell through, or it just happened to be in the rubbish?
Yeah, they just like two big buckets of dirt, and it was just buried in the dirt, and just went through and just snapped one of them in half.
Man.
So that was pretty good fun. I was repairing that all last week and pulled all the conveyor out and put a new conveyor and did some upgrades and that on it. But it's a pretty cool bit of kit. Like for the size of it, it fair pumps some concrete through it. So
man, so you just move that around job to job, like people just take it, hire it, whatever it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Just
a lot of like concrete crushing jobs. Because of its size, it's easy to get in and out. So we don't really have a set amount of concrete to crush. We did 1,000 ton up at Sunny Coast Airport. We've been doing a bit for a couple of earth mover mobs around here. It's it does do mattresses, tires. You can put fridges through it. There's guys over in America, they're putting aluminium truck rims in it.
Holy shit.
Breaking up the truck rims,
That's strong, man. That's strong. Because I know when you get like crushers and that, like I've always thought about getting little crushers for jobs. Like even recently we did a massive job. We took out heaps of concrete and I was thinking, all this concrete, we could have crushed it and then used it back on site again. But instead we took it all away. But I always hear that the maintenance is really high on them, you know, and that they're constantly breaking down on that. So it sort of put me off a little bit.
Well, like I'm lucky because I can look after my machine. So I've got the big boilie trailer, so I hard face all the shafts, do all of that myself. But you do have to stay on top of them. But it would have been ideal for that job that you were on the other week. So
with all the concrete and the rebar and stuff in it,
Yeah, mate. It chews through all of that, so it's pretty good in that sense because it'll do up to 16 mil, maybe a little bit bigger, and then just spit it all out in the magnet. And the good thing about it too is your shafts are 1.5 and the hopper's about 1.2, so you can take a slab that's almost 1.5 long and just feed it in, and it'll just chew it up and then just spit out all the Rio.
Wow. So you could just break them up. Well, actually, you won't even have to break them up that much. They can be bigger chunks and just put them in and go. How cool is that?
Yeah. It does increase the wear and the machine bounces a bit. You got to like sort of break it up a little bit. Like we've had, like say a street sign, you've got the big chunk of concrete on the bottom of the street sign, and it's just been that sort of perfect round that the shafts can't really catch it and it just sort of bounces. So you got to load it to get it up, but then it'll smash it all up and then break the steel tube inside it, snap that up, and then spit it out as well. It's pretty mad bit of kit. So
yeah. Oh, that's grouse, man. That's good. Yeah, have you had that for a while?
How long we had it now? Maybe because I put one into the tunnels earlier in the year. We had one down there, and then mine arrived, and we put it in down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I brought it up to Queensland a couple of months ago, and yeah, it just sort of hasn't stopped. So I'm hoping to actually have another one in about a week or so.
Oh, legend. That's good. Very good, man.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Diversify a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
I might need one down in Melbourne. Terra Pro saying, put that civil mob guy in there. The one that sent me in the water. Yeah, I might need one down in Melbourne just for a day. I'll put someone in there. Yeah. No, that's it, man. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. You know, actually, I think he got the bullet after anyway, man. Yeah, he was a bit. I think he was a bit rough on the edges, and I think they found out and got rid of him anyway. So
sounds
good.
Like it.
That's karma, man. Karma. It happens.
Yeah,
it happens. Oh, that's it, man. That's it. Now, Aaron, I really appreciate you coming on, man. It's already far out. It's 9 o'clock already, man. That went so quick.
I still got to pack my bag.
I know, man. I know. I always say these segments will be quick for you. Just need you to come on, talk a bit of maintenance, and then we stay the whole time. But it's good. I enjoy what you're saying. Yeah. And the guys, they're all enjoying it. Look, everyone's asking questions, and I love that. So everyone's getting involved.
Yeah. Well, if anybody wants me to look at stuff while I'm in China at Shanghai and that, I don't know how it goes over there with Instagram. I think Instagram's banned in China maybe, but I think I've figured out VPN some way in the matrix you can make it work maybe. But I'll get plenty of videos and photos while I'm over there and post them up. And if I can do a live or something, then I'll try and get one done. But if anybody wants me to specifically look at something or just anything they've got ideas, let us know and I'll have a look around and see what I can figure out for you.
Awesome, man. You know what I should have done? I should have given you a whole bunch of Earthworks hub stickers and you just stick them around everywhere, man. All around. People will be going, who's this guy, Earthworks hub, man? He's everywhere. Oh, man. Next time. Oh. Yeah. No, that's it. No, look, I do. I really appreciate it. And all the guys are saying that too, man. So we really all appreciate your time and for your input. And the same thing, guys, if you think of any questions like the other guys did, send them through to either myself or Aaron. But send them through. If you send them through to me when we do these sessions, we can bring them up for everyone to see. And then we can all share it so everyone can learn from it.
Yeah.
So, I won't hold you up anymore. I'll let you log out and get ready for your trip. Safe travels. And I'll see you on the next Maintenance Matters episode, man. It'll be Maintenance Matters / catch up for China. So we know we can hear what happened.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Ivan.
Take it easy, man. Have a good night.
See you, mate.
I'll
see you, boys.
See you, mate. Take care. I'll let him just log off. All right, guys. It is 9:01 p.m. So I've gone for the hour. Thank you to everyone that's joined me tonight, especially if there's new people on here. I did see a lot of new names, so I appreciate you all coming on. Don't forget to also, if you are happy with what you see, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and not just on Instagram, but also on TikTok, Facebook. We've got a Facebook group, YouTube, especially YouTube. We need a lot more followers on YouTube. For some reason, that's sort of slowly growing, not as fast as Instagram or TikTok. Spotify, Apple Podcast. So all these episodes are recorded and I do post them up on those platforms as well. I've also got merch. So you can go to www.earthworkshub.com.au, get yourself some merch, click on shop. It will take you to the store. There's more and more stuff on there. If you go on there, I've added on heaps of merch on there. If you do buy some, when it does arrive, put up some photos. Let us see what you look like in there and show your support for Earthworks Hub. Also, if you've got a business in Earthworks, anything to do with Earthworks or construction, go to the website, list your business on there as well so everyone can find you and use your services. And there's also tip sites on there. There's a job section. So if you're looking for workers, you can advertise. Or if you're a worker that's looking for work, you can advertise yourself. What else is there? I said events already. Tip sites, events. A whole bunch of stuff, man. We've got the latest news for the industry. Everything's available on the website, www.earthworkshub.com.au. I hope you all have a very good week. Thank you once again, and I'll see you all on the next episode. Take care.